Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Evil Money. I believe this is Evil Money episode number 6, but it might be Evil Money episode number 5. However, that's irrelevant. What we're going to be talking about today is a little bit about Mike Morhaim's letter and what it means for us in the long term and how it can possibly bring profits back. Another thing is, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I'm currently doing to make money despite this really slow state of being in the real money auction house. And this is how I'm making profit without actually playing the game, mind you. I don't really play it much anymore. So the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, Mike Morhaim's letter just a little bit more. Now, Mike Morhaim wrote this letter saying, I'm sorry, the game's been a little bit bad, we've seen a drop in players, we're going to be doing all these things, we're going to be doing this, and that. We're going to implement PvP, we're going to buff legendaries. And all these things, it sounds like this letter was basically him asking us to hang on, to stick around, and that he's trying to tell us that good things are coming, which I really hope that he's somewhat right about this. You know, I hope good things are coming, I hope people do stick around, and I hope more people come back, because the game has a lot of potential, I think, and it has even more potential to make us all a lot of money if people come back and we stayed. So I think that we could see an increase in sales and an overall increase in profits after patch 1.1. I think that after patch 1.1, not nearly what we had originally, but I think to some degree we will see an increase in sales and we will all start making money again, at least for some time. Now, that's all I really have for you for the first segment. I'm sorry, there's not a lot to talk about except that Mike Morhaim himself came out and promised to us that he'd make the thing better. He'd make the game better. Now, if you're interested in more about what I have to say about that letter, you should check out Diablo 3 Status Update episode number 50 that I released yesterday. So, moving right along, the reason you're probably watching this is you want to know how to make more money with the Real Money Auction House, and you want to know how I keep making $20 or $30 a week on the Real Money Auction House despite logging in for probably 20 or 30 minutes a week tops. Probably less than that. I just log in, check my auctions, log back out. What I've been doing recently is converting gold into real money. And what I mean by that is, let me go to my game. What I mean by converting gold into real money is if you go to gold, you search for 100k, that's 28 cents. That means a million gold is going for 280. Okay, so 280 for 1 million gold. Now the recipe for the Lost Boys is also selling for 1 million gold. And if I go into US dollars and check out what a Lost Boys costs in the Real Money Auction House, it costs $5.90 right now. This is also a commodity, meaning that the lowest price for this item in the region will be the only one that's displayed to the potential customer. This means that the item will sell super fast. So what I've been doing is I see the Lost Boys only cost $1 million. I see that they sell for $5.90. That's taking $2.80 for $1 million and turning it into $5.90 for $1 million. So there's still ways that you can sort of work the system. There are ways that you can maximize the amount of money that your gold is worth. Which brings me to my next point. Something I've talked about a little bit before is how I continue to make gold to sort of fund the purchases on the gold auction house for these recipes that I then take and sell for real money. So over in the gold auction house, I've got 9 auctions up right now. Most of them are for over 1 million gold. A couple of them for substantially more, a couple of them for substantially less. But what I've been doing is I've been buying up legendaries that look like they're a little underpriced. It's easy to judge legendaries because you search for, like, let's say, String of Ears or a Long Shot or ideally a String of Ears or another high-end legendaries, a legendary that is used at the top tier of characters. You search for them and you sort from the lowest buyout price, and you just look at the first 10 or 20, and eventually you'll bump into a few that the stats on those items are just ridiculously off. They should be much more expensive than they are. And you just buy those, and you appropriately price them and make a good profit. Ideally, you want to be able to do this and sell those legendaries for a price that's so low you're undercutting the competition for an item that is significantly better, so it sells like that and you can immediately do it again. So that's what I've been doing with legendaries. With weapons, I've been searching for things like monk weapons that regenerate spirit, or more importantly, witch doctor weapons that regenerate 14 mana per second, because that's the maximum. Search for 14 mana per second, and then search for another stat. Generally speaking, intelligence is a good one. Critical is also, anything to do with crits is good, but generally speaking, I search for mana regen. That's the first one, and usually I just stick to that. And I sort from the highest DPS down and look at the buyout prices. I will see things extraordinarily varied. And I know I'm not looking directly at you in the camera right now, because I'm going to bring up something very interesting. So I'm going to sort by 14 mana regeneration, which is the maximum for a one-handed weapon, and I'm going to sort from the highest DPS. Okay, so on this list, the highest DPSing weapon with 14 mana regeneration has 1,082 DPS and sells for 30 million. But there is also a weapon, and that's the only real benefit there. It stacks dexterity. It has 110 dexterity, which is useless for a witch doctor. So come down and look at the 6th highest, 7th highest DPSing weapon, and it has the same stats without the dexterity, except it's 1,003 DPS. So 1,003 DPS, so you lose 89 DPS. You lose 79 DPS. 79 DPS, and you still have the same 14 mana regeneration, the game's cap, but that item is priced at 2 million. And the second lowest item on this screen is at 7 million, and the third lowest is at 8 million. So the prices really vary. You can look at a screen like this when you sort things from the highest price down, or for weapons it's easier because you can sort it from the highest DPS down. When you sort it from the highest DPS down and everything has a buyout price, and everything has specific stats, you already know that they're going to have a few stats. And then you can see the DPS right there, you can see the price next to it, and you know if it's disproportionately priced just from the grid that you're looking at, just from the data that's in your face. So you can look at that, you can go, this Grim Veil Piercer of Incineration is going for 2.2 million, and the next lowest thing on the page is 7 million. I can buy this right now and immediately put it up for 5 million or 4.9 million and probably sell it by tomorrow or the next day at the latest. And that's 5 million that if I'm, for instance, let's say the Lost Boys deal, if it's 1 million for a $5.90 item, I just made around 3 million profit. That's $15 I just made, and it took me all of about 5 minutes here and then 3 or 4 minutes later on down the road. So really, the profit's still there, you just have to be looking for it. It sucks that we play the real money auction house, that we have to sort of play the real money auction house so much for so little profit, but when I think about it, I don't put a lot into it. I know what I'm going to do, I know what I'm looking for, and it's still making me, between, I think, $10 and $30 a week. And that's pretty incredible considering I don't play the game at all. So, or rather, I haven't played the game in quite a while. So I believe that's all I have for you guys today. If there's something else you'd like for me to talk about in relation to Diablo's Real Money Auction House, whether it's opinion, whether it's making money, whether it's any of my secrets, be very specific in the comments for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.